This is the Lincoln MKX. Now, I don't understand why they call it the MKX. They've had a long history of calling their vehicles Mark IVs, Mark Vs, Mark VIs, and they use Roman numerals. When they finally get to the Roman numeral for 10, which is an X, instead of calling it a Mark 10, they call it an MKX. I just don't get it. But really, what's in a name? Oh yeah, this is the same company that dropped Zephyr after 1 year, but that was actually a good thing. Getting back to the vehicle, this is a luxury crossover based on the Ford Edge. It shares the same basic shape as the Edge, but to distinguish it from the Ford product, it's been given a good Lincoln going over. The Edge is a handsome vehicle, but with the Lincoln grille in all its chrome glory, overtaking the front end of the MKX, plus chrome wheels, chrome mirrors, and the "Hi, I'm one taillight" rear end, it's a bit too much for me. You know what? I'd take the subdued Edge any day. Well, here's a nice feature, the power liftgate. By the way, you can also get this as an option if you get the Ford Edge. Now, inside, it's only a 5-passenger crossover vehicle, which is a bit of a no-no in this world of 7-passenger crossovers. Pretty big cargo area. There is one problem, and it's the same thing with the Ford. They utilize this hard plastic that will scratch in no time. The 5 seats in the MKX are very nicely done. Front passengers are treated to power seats that are heated and ventilated. The steering wheel has tilt telescopic, radio controls, and heating controls, which is a great idea, but the buttons are a bit small. The rear seats can also be ordered with the heating option, plus the backs of the back seats fold down with the push of a button from the rear cargo area. Recently, we had the Ford Edge on the show, and we criticized the interior. It really isn't up to today's high standards. Now, they've tried with this Lincoln. They've given us this satin metal look on the center console. It's got touches of wood, and the dash fits together better. The problem is, it really isn't that much different from the Edge. You can get the big sunroof in the Edge. The placement of all of the buttons almost identical. It really isn't that unique in any way. The Lincoln MKX shares the same 3.5-liter V6 engine with the Ford Edge, you guessed it, and also the Mazda CX-9. It's good for 265 horsepower and 250 pound-feet of torque, and it's matched to a 6-speed automatic transmission. What is surprising is that Lincoln, a luxury brand, doesn't include all-wheel drive as standard equipment. The front-wheel drive MKX starts at $43,749, and the all-wheel drive version is $2,000 more. When Hyundai is making the Veracruz luxury crossover with a bigger engine, 7 passengers, and all-wheel drive as standard equipment for $40,000, it makes you kind of scratch your head. As you might expect, the Lincoln MKX is a very nice vehicle to get out on the open road and cruise along and put some kilometers behind you. It's smooth, it's quiet, and it has just enough power. The MKX is a crossover vehicle with a more car-like ride than a traditional SUV. It runs on 4-wheel independent suspension with 4-wheel disc anti-lock brakes, and traction control and stability control are standard equipment. Well, my overall impression of the MKX isn't that dissimilar to the Ford Edge, and you know why? Because it's basically the same vehicle. It has light steering with not a lot of feedback to the driver. It's a nice cruising vehicle. It really is a comfortable vehicle if you're going to be commuting back and forth to work, dropping and picking up kids. It's comfortable on the inside. The back seats especially have quite a bit of space for those rear passengers. Outward visibility is good. It's maneuverable. It's a nice size, but it's not that inspiring a ride. If you're looking for handling and performance, as I mentioned with the Ford Edge, buy something else. You know, the Lincoln MKX and its cousin, the Ford Edge, they're not bad vehicles. They do everything an average consumer would want with a level of comfort and luxury that's definitely going to please. The problem is, this is probably the most competitive segment in the auto industry. And the MKX is so similar to the Ford Edge. You get the same engine, the same transmission, the same overall shape, and you can get almost all the same features in an Edge that you can get in this Lincoln MKX. Maybe they should have called this the Ford Edge Mark II.
For complete specs, go to our website at drivingtelevision.com.